procedure-based approaches, the procedure-based DRGs, and it's because or procedure-based different bundles, and it's because you have a definitive starting point, right? So, someone who's having a knee replacement or a cabbage, there's a definitive starting point, the day that their operation occurred, right? And so it's really easy to say day one, this person is in the bundle. So you don't have an issue with attribution, right? The surgeon who's on the UBO4, which is the bill form, or the surgeon who drops the surgical note, and they're doing the surgery that is part of the bundle. It's really actually powerful when you're actually operationalizing a bundle payment program to have that level of assurance that this person is going to be in the bundle. And I'd contrast that to medical bundles. Like, say someone comes in with pneumonia, and you're in a COPD bundle, but you're not in a pneumonia bundle, and that person is diagnosed with pneumonia out of the emergency department, and then they're admitted to the floors. They're treated with antibiotics. They're given a free breathing treatment. But maybe this person also has a history of COPD, and their final bill that was dropped actually listed COPD as the first diagnosis and pneumonia as the second diagnosis. Well, that person might end up being in your bundle, and you actually don't know about it until later. So there's an attribution problem there, which actually creates a lot of additional work around, if your program is around care coordination and making sure that people see their doctor in a quick time frame after discharge. Well, you might have just missed the opportunity to assign that person to your bundle payment program. And so that's what makes the medical bundles much more challenging and difficult. So for organizations that are doing medical bundles, it's much better for them to think of this inside of a broader program. For example, if you're launching a care coordination program, you want to choose bundles that are related to each other. You'll probably want to do pneumonia and COPD together, since there's a lot of overlap there. You'll also probably want to put in place care management programs where you can build some fee-for-service TCM or CCM. Those are those transitional care management and chronic care management codes, so that you can make up some of that leakage that you get from the bundle with some fee-for-service payments. So you just have to think through the medical side just being more challenging. So all of that just to say that procedures will still be heavily in the bundle space more than anything else. You'll see ones that you want a large amount of people that are getting these procedures. So, that's why orthopedic procedures are so big. You'll see GI really taking off, probably some ophthalmic procedures coming down the pipe. It's these procedures that you have a large enough N and also a large enough variation in the cost across geographies that actually make nice targets. Because when you have all that variation, what I see and what groups that look at taking risks see, when you have a lot of variation, that's actually the opportunity, because that means that then you can reduce that variation, generate some savings, and then monetize those savings if you're the one doing that.
That's a good point. That was actually my next my next question. So that was that's a good lead-in. And then I guess so that's a good point on the attribution point, because I know that among a lot of the episodic payments, or when you have population health type stuff where you have like a PCP or some provider owning an episode or owning a patient, I know that a lot of the complaints come around that attribution methodology and who's getting, dinged for whose work, basically. So that's actually a really good point.
Yeah.
I guess just in general, how do providers, the on the ground providers, typically react? It sounds like, again, if you know you're in a bundle, or a patient is in a bundle, or a procedure is in a bundle from day one, I guess there's enough opportunity there to where, providers being providers can be optimistic about their skills and control and ability to actually influence. Is there any real pushback among providers to specific bundles?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a ton of pushback. Providers, when you're looking at starting to take a group, and again, we talked a little bit about the variability across the country, and that obviously